It's easy to find the strength to work on this issue. I mean, I have a 3-year-old daughter, and that's everything, really. Now, I've said to a few people that I don't care about, any sense of fame or fortune or my NGO being the biggest and leading expeditions. What I want is a sustainable sort of life for my daughter, and not just my daughter, but her generation. Because I see on the horizon, if we do not get control over this plastic pollution problem, that it's going to be an avalanche of trash in the very near future. What we're witnessing in just my lifetime, I've seen population almost double from being just over 4 billion when I was born in the mid-1960s to being just under 8 billion today. And the amount of resource scarcity and the pollution that comes with that, and focusing on plastics, you have a lot of countries like China and Brazil and Russia and India that are achieving a middle class, and they want the same convenience that the United States and Europe have enjoyed for so long, and they're going to get it. And without smart materials, smart products and packaging, and waste recovery, we're going to be up to our ears in trash, and the oceans will be destroyed. So the strength I find is the love of my daughter and her generation. That's a very big question. I mean, can civilization sustain itself? Can we learn enough, fast enough, that we won't destroy ourselves? I think sure we can. But we are still human beings. Now, you asked the question about food. I've worked in 2 zoos in New Orleans and Los Angeles. I used to watch what we were feeding the other great apes, the chimpanzees, orangutans, bonobos, and gorillas. We gave them, leafy greens and fresh vegetables and very lean meat. We gave them real food and not too much, and they were very healthy. So I've tried to mimic that in my own diet. A very natural diet. It doesn't mean that I don't enjoy a good beer now and then, and I'll get a steak, every once in a while, very rarely. I don't eat, wild-caught fish very often, if at all, because I've seen, firsthand what overfishing looks like in the world's oceans. And I don't eat, processed foods or processed meats, farm-fed foods very often. I try to stick to a very natural diet. So I think that once you understand the impact of our industries on the biosphere, you can, make more selective and more intelligent choices. Can we collectively, as society, achieve that? It's going to be much, much more difficult because the means of exploiting the planet's resources for short-term gain are really set in motion. And to undo those are very difficult, especially exploiting the chemistry of the world and inventing new chemistry and the innovations around invented chemistry and technology. Those innovations, and you could argue those innovations make life much, much easier. We're living longer. We're also living more toxic lives. We're communicating faster, but everyone has this cell phone next to their ears, and there's some social, perhaps relationships that are lost. So we're innovating fast and learning really fast. But I'm really optimistic. But it has to happen fast, because what has never changed is the amount of space we occupy. Even though our population dominates the planet and our stuff is everywhere, resources are scarce, the amount of real estate under our feet has never changed.